What does COVID-19 and TikTok have in common? I'm going to tell you on today's Faith Check News. Hey, I'm Brian Tuttimore. So the new CIA director, John Ratcliffe, told Breitbart News that uncovering what the agency knows about the origins of COVID-19 is a top priority. 5 years after the pandemic began, evidence still points to the virus being a man-made pathogen leaked from the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China. Yet, the Central Intelligence Agency has not issued a definitive report on the matter. So Ratcliffe emphasizes, and let me just quote from the website, "This is a day one issue for me. I've said before that all our intelligence and common sense suggest COVID came from a lab leak in Wuhan. But the Central Intelligence Agency hasn't made that assessment publicly. I'm focused on making sure the public knows we won't sit on the sidelines anymore." Ratcliffe also noted that U.S. foreign policy and intelligence priorities have long been focused on Russia, but China should be the primary geopolitical threat. China competes with us economically and strategically in ways Russia can't, Ratcliffe said. We've been slow to pivot and confront this threat, but we can't ignore how deeply China's Communist Party is involved in undermining our interest. It's a priority for the president and me to address this. So our intelligence agencies are stuck in the 20th century. It's like the official dress code at the CIA is parachute pants. And the official power track is Madonna's Like a Virgin. While the spooks of DC are haggling over Putin's pecs, China has been dominating the digital battlefield.
Здравствуйте там.
For most of us, when we think about China as a threat, we think TikTok. One of the few bipartisan laws passed during the Biden administration bans TikTok unless it divests from Chinese ownership due to surveillance concerns. So while our attention is captured by TikTok, China has been waging a far more insidious digital campaign against the United States infrastructure. During just 4 years of the Biden administration, Chinese hackers infiltrated at least 9 U.S. telecom companies in what Senator Mark Warner called the largest telecommunications hack in U.S. history. In 2024, Chinese hackers breached the U.S. Treasury Department. They exploited a software vulnerability. And meanwhile, a botnet of compromised Internet of Things, they call it IoT devices, tied to Chinese actors operated undetected for years, showing the scale of these attacks. So think about this. While millions of us are worried about not being able to see Zach King's magic ride on TikTok, during the Biden-Harris administration, the Communist Party of China may have pulled off the ultimate cyber war magic trick to gain access to our financial institutions, telecom, government infrastructure, and even our supply chains. So, yeah, China might lose TikTok, but we may have lost our ability to defend against a digital attack. Just like the COVID virus shut down our economy and threw chaos into our way of life, it also gave China a reprieve from Trump's tariffs and arguably played a role in his 2020 election loss. In the same way, TikTok may have served as the perfect pandemic of distraction, keeping us glued to our screens while China executed a digital magic virus trick. So we've been busy perfecting lip sync dance routines while they've been perfecting cyber warfare. What's next? As the Trump administration gears up, it's clear they're serious about putting American interests first, tackling corruption, reining in the bloated bureaucracy that seems more concerned with protecting itself and its financial backers, aka China, than serving the American people. Or we could all just go back to learning the Trump TikTok dance.
It sound right, boy.
I'm Brian Tuttimore. That's today's Faith Check News. And remember, think right to live free.
It sound right, boy.